Hello there. Why are you not focusing on my face? What is so interesting back here? I don't know. Okay. Hi, cat monster. We are doing a mirror. And I've been working on this mirror for 4 months. And that's not because it took that long. Life's happened. My partner left, and then my dog of 19 years and 4 months passed away. And so there is a clip in this video of like her at the side, and I was like repositioning her and stuff. It's like a minute or so long. I couldn't cut it out. I couldn't get myself to cut it out. So just forewarned on that. However, the mirror came out great. I'm super stoked about it. It changed 1,001 times. I'm going to show you the process of that because I don't think that type of stuff's seen enough about how, you know, artists ditch projects, put them to the side for like years because life happened. I mean, Da Vinci, they x-rayed his paintings, and you know, there's like most artists, sometimes we paint over stuff. We're like, oh, I don't want it this way, or I completely change the background, or whatever. I don't know why people think that like a thing is in our head and then it just automatically is like bam. No, sometimes our skill level's not right. Sometimes we have to like rethink the idea, change it altogether, whatever. These things happen. So yeah, so here's the chaotic process. But please do stay to the end. It really turned out well. Okay, see you soon. I have this idea for a mirror that I have. I want to do a whimsical mushroom kind of fantasy with lily pads and water lilies. And I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do the water lilies yet. But we're going to work on that. So first, we're going to go ahead and make the mushrooms, or at least the turkey tails. I have some from previous that I made on a live on TikTok when I was doing TikTok. I was going to use the mushrooms, these kind of like chicken of the woodsy mushrooms that I had painted for a wreath. And done for decided to a wreath, them. And I was gonna reuse them. So we have for this, but I think they're too big and morel mushrooms. I do think that the morels, some chanterelles, and then these bad boys are gonna work out in the chanterelles. And then chicken of the woods. I do have made, and we'll get those painted. Because all I did was make them on the live turkey tails. So we'll go. I think this will be good if I do like a rosette in the one corner and then a few going across. Lily pads. I don't know if I need to make more. I want to have, which might set this back a little bit. Coming down. So yeah, we're gonna tone down the lily situation because I don't that whew, I don't know why, but cutting out all those like little circles and things and then deciding that they needed to be like more oblong to be more in the distance. It started to be a task. So we're toning that down a little bit. I still want to figure out how to do the lilies. I really want to light them up, but then, oh man, that's going to be such a pain in the ass when I'm trying to dust it. And I got it. I have to dust. I have allergies, and then I have a cat and a dog. Oh, dusting is needed. So I think for the painting anyways, I have this. It's a nice teal color. But I thought I would kind of tone it down a little bit with some white. And then maybe just do a distressing sort of situation. I think I do want it to be distressed. Have it right. So. So we're gonna figure that out. Get at least the first layer done before the rain starts. So I can take Yuffie for a walk in the stroller and it'll be good, but let's get this taped off first. What's a girl? We're gonna put your wheelchair together again. Yeah. Hi. Okay, so we've had a change of plans. I mentioned this in my last video. But yeah, I'd like to put, okay. We're going to be using a lot of things that I already have throughout the studio. I have some really crappy fairy lights that I would like to use until they're done. They don't work if you replace the battery. So what I figured is, instead of like embedding them in the resin, that I'll line them along the top, paint the wires green, and that'll be fine because they're LEDs, they don't run hot. And then that way I can take them out when I want and just make them look like foliage. Except I think I want to add a tree now, and I needed to figure out how I was going to do that cost effectively without having to like buy things, and then also something that's not going to be too heavy for the mirror, because I'm not trying to like have like huge reinforced things in the walls and whatever to hold it. So I'm going with paper mache. I think that's going to be the most cost effective. I have some of the mailers and then some brown paper over there that I'll use for the outside of it. And then I'm just going to make paper tape, possibly aluminum, because I think I have a thing up there of aluminum that I can use. And yeah, so we're going to do that. First though, as much as I like this like blue patterning thing, I'll get a close-up of it. As much as I like it, it's not quite it. So I'm gonna rough it up and weather it a bit more. What I'm gonna do is make a purplish wash to put over the whole thing, and then sand that back, paint the design on it gold, but like roughly gold, like it was gold leaf that wore off kind of feel, and go over that with some sanding paper as well. So I think that should bring out the design of it, and then just kind of like really mix it up. So yes, and it's cold. I had to wait so long for that heater to go off. Oh, it was such warm days. No, come on, spring. It'll start warming up mid-month. It'll be all right. Okay. The whole process of doing the tree in the mirror was very back and forth. I frequently did one coat on the mirror and then went back to working on the tree, and then like here you see there's gold underneath. But then in the tree ones, you will see that there are parts where I haven't put on the gold yet. It was very back and forth. I tried to make this as cohesive as possible. For the paper mache, I did a mix of 1 part each PVA glue, which is regular school glue, you know, the cow, Mod Podge, which is PVA and water, and some extra additives, and then water to make the glue for this. I prefer this to the flour just because even if you're adding bleach and things, it's still flour. Okay, so we have this. I finished Mod Podge, not Mod Podge, yeah, but it's still Mod Podge. Paper mache in it, and then I put a bunch of these strings. We're gonna hang moss also, so it's kind of looking like I believe it's one of the cypress trees in New Orleans. It's kind of what I'm going for. So what I'm going to do to kind of make it more cohesive is a bunch of dry brushing and speckling to, you know, break up the paint that is now splattered onto this and give it more dimension and get into the shadow areas. And we're going to do all that. So let's do that. Dry brushing is always very fun. Yes, you're not putting on a lot of paint at one time, but it gives a lot of variance and textures, and you can really work into like cracks and crevices as well as dry brushing all of the, you know, textures and things, but it brings out the textures. And especially if you do like a bit of a medium color or dry brush and then go over it with like, you know, much lighter colors, you'll get what looks more like natural gradients. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that in this gold, and then we're probably gonna do it in a darker brown, and then maybe in the gray, or like a gray gold. Because even though it's creepy, I still want it to look magical. After spraying these lovely vines with adhesive, I took these pigments and glitters and mixed them into like just a plastic, you know, freezer bag, so that I could like really smush it on, make sure that it has contact, make sure it's not sticky. And it gave for a lot of like really nice variants because I had to like add more glitter. But yeah, really like the end result. It's finally time to assemble. Yeah, I'm wearing the same makeup to film in all three at the same time. Gluing everything on, you know, you think I would have removed the paper beforehand, but I was like, oh, it'll protect the mirror. No, it'll absolutely get in the way. Just absolute nonsense. So I used a copious amount of hot glue, and I mean, with that, you get a little burned sometimes. I should probably invest in the finger protectors, but they're all kind of bulky, so I don't know. If you know thin ones, let me know. With the lights and the foliage, I did weave them in and out of each other to make it look more like vines. So like each level, even though you see the silver wires, it with the glitter and stuff, it looks like another element. You know, it really tries to mimic natural growth patterns of things growing up and over and around one another. We got Euphors down there in the corner. Oh, baby. Yeah, I'm off camera right now, moving stuff around, trying to get her repositioned, because at this point we were only a couple of days out from when she passed, so like her mobility was down. But she wasn't in pain, you know, she just needed me to adjust her, and so I did. And that's what this whole next part is. But yeah, but it just shows like the why doing the vines, just assembling this, was really taking me 2 whole days. Not where you want to be either. Gonna be honest, it's kind of painful watching all of this back. Pippies, what's up? You wanna sit up more? Give me 1 sec. 1 sec, kid. Hold on. I'm coming. Doing this project like around the time where I knew like the end time was coming, really helped, because everything was very methodical. Is that what you want? I was slowly working because I didn't have the brain capacity. You know, when you're dealing with grief, it's just, your brain doesn't want to deal with anything at all. So I was just slow about it. I enjoyed the process, really allowed myself to sink into it, but I was keeping her, you know, around me I had blankets underneath. She has several beds in my studio. So, you know, I just made sure she was moving around and getting water and being comfortable. We took a lot of breaks to hang out together. She went with me everywhere. All my friends and family knew her. If I could not bring my dog, I probably would not come. Like, that was just how it was. She was very hyperactive and needed to be run constantly. I took up hiking and jogging to keep her occupied. And because she's so smart and so hyper, she just was insane. Just absolutely insane and so naughty. So, like, you know, they say you get the dog you need, not the dog you want. And I will completely agree to that statement. She was absolutely what I needed, and an amazing, smart, just fun to be around dog. But I couldn't have asked for a better hiking buddy and cuddle buddy, and just, she was funny. I miss her a lot bouncing around here. But it was a lot of fun putting on all of the layers, because there are quite a few layers. I wanted this to look very dense. You know, everything's been here a while. It's very much a magical little fairy kingdom. That's what I want. I wanted it to be sparkly and shiny and reflect the things that I wanted to feel, because god damn it, I was sad. Oh, Lord have mercy. I needed so much whimsy in my life, between what's going on in the world right now, what's going on in the US, and then my own personal life. Everything was a whole lot of a bit much. So this mirror allowed me to have some creative, constructive escapism. And, you know, we're putting it on the internet, so when monetization happens, that'll be wonderful. So additives, we have the lights, the mushrooms, brown moss, green moss, moss tufts of a spongier variety that I don't have footage of me filming. I'm not sure why, but yeah, definitely went in and like tucked in moss, but I guess you'll see that in the final shots. Yeah, these are orchids. These are my orchids. These are orchids from my orchid plant. I'm probably gonna go back in and glue on some dried African violets from my African violets. And yeah, they are drying right now, so I'll be doing that and adding a couple more strands of lights. I do need to purchase some of those, so that's a thing. But these little white, I made them look like little white funguses everywhere. They're cattails, like a cattail flower arrangement sort of thing. But yeah, they were super easy to deconstruct, so I just decided to pop them all off. I learned later that I could just like pull the fuzzy part off of its little wire, and yeah, that was a game changer. I was gluing them all over the place. Just absolute fuzzy fungus mayhem. I love the little fuzzy funguses. I might even go in and add a few more. I think they're so fun. So enjoy your fuzzy fungus montage. All right. Oh my gosh, that's it. That's it. Look, we're gonna go to the final results. Ah! So what'd you think? I really liked it. I'm actually really happy how it came out. I am going to get some more lights to put in it, and that's going to be a royal pain in the butt, like weaving through, but I probably won't have to use a lot of hot glue. Bonus. So thank you so much. Do all the little tippy tappers everywhere with the likes and subscribes and the shares and the reposts and the bells and the, I don't know, there's like 500 tippy tappies at this point. Do the tippy tappies. I appreciate it. It helps out the channel. We just reached 200. Yay. You know, the little milestones. But yeah, so thanks so much for being here. And I will see you on the next one. And I promise it's going to be much sooner. Okay, bye.